Hi, my name's Isabella,
I'm Gabriella.
And I'm Rachel.
and today we're gonna be speaking about breast cancer. So, this podcast is about breast cancer and about breast cancer awareness because even though breast cancer has always been a very well known disease, people don't really realize the magnitude of an impact it has on everyone's lives. So, knowing about breast cancer is really important because you just never know if it can happen to you or to somebody around you, or if it can affect you or affect anybody around you as well. There's many misconceptions about breast cancer, and one of the biggest ones is that it only affects women, which is not true. Even though it is most common in women, men can also be affected. Like for example, according to the NIH, 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer versus 1 in 1,000 men get diagnosed. And then breast cancer is known, like cancer in general is known to be genetic, and even though like a lot of it is when it comes to breast cancer, it is mostly sporadic and not necessarily always um with an identifiable genetic mutation. Like for example, 90 to 95% of breast cancer is sporadic and only 5 to 10% is an identifiable genetic mutation, therefore making it that you have to get tested. Getting tested is one of the most important things you could do because even though some like you don't have it doesn't run in your family history, that doesn't mean you're not at risk for it. Even if you're a guy or a woman or whatever, everybody needs to get tested because you just really never know. Um, Another big misconception is that there is only one type of tumor, which is also not true. There are 5 different types of tumors that can appear with breast cancer. The most common is ductal adenocarcinoma, and it is 50 to 75% of all invasive cancers, and it is usually found as a breast mass. It is usually found by performing a mammogram or a like personal physical exam that you can do yourself, or you can ask somebody else to do it for you. The other types of breast cancer are lobular carcinoma, and that one is 10 to 15% of cancer, and it is sometimes not detected by a mammogram or a physical examination. Then there's the mucinous carcinoma, and it is also known as colloid carcinoma, and it is only 2 to 5% of breast cancers, and it is also usually found in older women. Then there's tubular carcinoma, which is only 1 to 2% of breast cancers. And the last one is medullary carcinoma, and that one is typically seen in younger patients, and it is very, very rare. Anyways, although again, cancer is a very well known disease, especially breast cancer, there is still a lot of misconceptions that people tend to have. And this is a very serious topic that can affect every single one of us or the people around us. Having basic knowledge of it is very important. And again, so is getting tested.
So, as Isabella was saying, there is not just one cause to cancer, it is a multifactorial disease. So, some causes to this may be people's diet and what they choose to eat, or the physical activity that they choose to participate in, as well as your environment around you. Understanding that there is not just one type of cause to this may very well help people in the future. Some main points to this is the reproductive factors of this disease and lifestyle influences, such as being overweight or consuming too much alcohol. Some genetic and familiar risks to these factors are huge. I mean, they may not be a main or a key role into this, but the BRCA1 gene has contributed 10 to 15% of women to have this particular cancer throughout their family and has caused them to also have this. Some lifestyle changes that women were encouraged to do was dieting and extra, if not multiple separate cases of athleticism and how they need to work out. Because of this, maintaining a healthy weight and eating a diet rich fruits and vegetables may help people rather than harm them. In conclusion, we're increasing clinical trials to evaluate and prevent strategies for cancer, including dietary, exercise, and weight reduction interventions.
Going along with the causes, there are also ways to reduce the risk of getting breast cancer and also ways to prevent the progression of it. It's one of the most common leading deaths for women, but there is also ways for men to get it. It's so important to know ways of getting rid of it and just not risking it at all. By maintaining a healthy diet, remaining active, even reducing alcohol consumption can help avoid this risk. And for women, when having children, breastfeeding can actually help. Also, breast cancer does run in genes and can be passed on to children. So it's definitely important to get scanned, like said before. And if there's mutations in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes, then it can prevent the cells in our bodies from functioning correctly when it comes to fighting cancer cells. But once the cancer is already mutated, there is the option to get the breast cancer surgically removed, but this depends on how much the cancer has spread throughout the body. But there's also resources like chemotherapy, which is a drug that goes through IV or pills or a shot and attacks those cancer cells. There are also clinical trials that people can participate in, but this is experimental and completely optional to cancer patients. So it's definitely a personal opinion whether someone should do it or not. And there's there's a chance it won't remove it. But those are some of the ways that you can reduce the risk. But sometimes with breast cancer, it is inevitable. But it's important to get screenings and definitely figure out what the route you want to go with once you've already had it. And that should be it for our podcast over breast cancer.